we're not really doing that much as far as that so far, which is why I'm kind of interested in taking a look at this. So.
Okay, Nick, can I get started?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so basically, Roger, what we are presenting here is an integrated enterprise resource planning system. What are the benefits of an integrated system? So if you were, say for your finance, you use QuickBooks and you use a different application for inventory, for production, you use a different application. So what happens is that it causes redundancy in your enterprise system, and you have to write interfaces to duplicate the data from one system to another system, or else you might actually end up creating certain automated interfaces or manually typing in the same data again in a different system. So for example, in your order management system, you create the order. You have to again take that sales order and the sales demand to your production system, where the production system will be further taking that data, and again you have to give it to production supervisor and then to purchasing when you explode a bill of material or so on. So this is basically what when I mean by redundancy in the system is that you're duplicating data and productivity loss due to re-entering of that same data. Now, what an integrated ERP does is that it helps you enter data once, and you can just keep converting. And you'll see it like once we show you the system, you'll see how you can convert a lead into an account and an account into a sales order, and the sales order speaks to the production order and purchase order, all integrated in one system. Now, before I get started, to better understand your environment, you guys have one manufacturing plant, or how many plants do you have in warehouse?
Oh, there's actually two separate plants here at this location.
Okay, and do you also have separate warehouses?
No. No, the warehouses are actually, I mean, it's right here on site, so.
Okay. And how do you have your suppliers located overseas, or what's the deal with that?
Most of what they do here is local. I'm not too certain on that. I mean, I'm sure they do get some stuff and you know, higher up in the corporation. But as far as I know here, there's nothing overseas.
Okay. So let me get started. So what we understand from you is that, and you are make-to-stock or make-to-order environment?
Actually, both. They have some specialty items, so it's kind of a, they kind of do both ways.
Okay.
So.
Okay, sounds good. So basically, this was our understanding from whatever we gathered from your website, and so we are assuming that you have a complex manufacturing process and inventory management, and which might be a good thing to look into a system. Now, what I'm going to show why there has been a huge migration of people from using on-premises solution to cloud-based software. One of the reasons is that when you have an on-premises solution, you have huge upfront costs. You have to hire a staff to support the system, your servers, your ERP system. You have to pay for the licenses, maintenance fees on top of it to support you. And also, if you, like say it's exactly like how Microsoft works, like if you're on Windows XP now, you need to get on Windows 8. Otherwise, Microsoft will stop supporting you after a while. So, those are the problems which people have started identifying. The IT departments are getting more and more aware that they don't want to fall in for those hidden costs and those traps that you have to upgrade, and now you have to pay for an upgrade project. So, a typical on-premises needs you to pay huge implementation costs, and their path is also a longer path. Now, this next slide is what it shows that the green one is the quicker path for cloud-based because it gets you quickly up and running. On-premises is you have to set up your servers, you have to maintain the system, install databases, and get into like all those windy paths.
Mm-hmm.
Followed by this is we'll be showing you some stats from Aberdeen Group. These are neutral research firms, Gartner. So why this migration is happening so drastically, and the respondents who have already migrated to cloud, they have said why they migrated and what are the benefits that they are accruing from that. So if you have like production and manufacturing, so supply chain management becomes a critical piece for your type of organization. And here you see that supply chain was one of the major reasons. Demand management, production management, HR and finance is a little lower on the graph, but still there are people who have benefited on that front too.
Uh-huh.
Now what all this amounts to is a low cost of ownership. So basically, as we indicate in the first slide, that there's no hardware cost, no upfront, no support, upgrade, and all those things. So that eventually leads to a low cost of ownership. Now on-premises and cloud is same analogy as owning a car and renting a car. So when you rent a car from Hertz or Avis, then you don't have to worry about like a breakdown. If the car breaks down, you can call for a substitute car, and so you don't have to spend all that money on. And it's also ability to scale up and scale down. That's one of the most important features. So if due to economic conditions, if you have to scale down the number of users and reduce your bill, you can do that in case of cloud-based. Mm-hmm. But in case of on-premises, you have already paid for those licenses. They're not going to return those licenses to you.
Right.
So that's another key benefit of what a cloud brings. And this is another summarization. So in short, basically, why CFOs, CIOs, IT managers are moving away from cloud, this is one of the major reasons for that. Now, this is an overview of the application, what I am just showing in front of you. So okay. I would, if you could give me some input as to what for each of these applications are you currently using, or are you not using anything? Sure, you might be using something.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not, I'm not really supposed to give.
Okay, that's not a problem. I just want to give you anyways, like what I'll do is I'll switch over to the actual system so that you can see. And one of the other important thing is that it does not come with these sticky GUIs which on-premises solutions come with. This is all a browser-based. So can you see my screen with all the different modules on it, like HRMS, CRM? Are you able to see that screen?
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what the application is, that it's all an integrated application. And you can see that you could want to switch to any of the modules, and if you want to have different languages, it supports different languages. So the first thing I'll do is like I'll walk you through the architecture of the application. Now, this application is typically laid out in this particular manner in form of tabs. So the way to navigate the application, you can either go through the menu path, or you can go through this icon-based, which comes real handy when you use our iPad application. Mm-hmm. And the third one is that if you don't know where in the menu, because the menu is pretty extensive, the application is pretty comprehensive. So when you are inside the application, you typically don't know where to go, or like, oh, I don't remember where I saw that workforce management or employee master. You can just do a search based and it will prompt you for that particular transaction. So if I type in employee master, it will tell me, okay, go to employee master this way. So this is another neat feature of the application. Now you can also bookmark some of your common transactions using the bookmark. Then you have a super user area. Administration is where you don't allow every end user to go in. You do the setup of the system, so it is a highly controlled environment. You can do audit trails, so you can set up user authorizations and who logged into the system, who did what. And then besides this, our tool also comes with interfaces to different ERP tools. If you have to migrate from your existing system into our system, then you can do that. You can also design your own reports and invoices, documents, job offers, and so on. Then every employee has a workbench, which is more like how you see it on the Outlook. You have your meetings and to-do and calendar, so it syncs up with your Outlook. And it also comes ready with the certain standard reports. So if you want to see your workforce report, employee turnover report, HR compliance report, employee self-service, recruitment, everything you can see. This is just the HR module. We'll be going through other module, but I'm just showing you the architecture, how the application is laid out.
Okay.
And besides this, you have these neatly laid out dashboards, which give you a quick snapshot into your organization. You can drill down like how many employees are in finance department, 41%. Who are these 41%? So you can see that. You can compare last year with this year. You can also change the type of graphical representation you want. If I want to convert it to a bar graph, I can see it. And it is all drag and drop sort of features, as you can see.
Okay.
So you don't have to spend money on a separate business intelligence or a reporting tool. Now, we are one of the market leaders on this front that we give you a highly integrated application which caters to all these, which you would spend close to like $200,000 to get all this thing on an on-premises solution. Now, how many employees do you, I assume you have around 200 employees. And
yeah.
Is HR of interest to you also? Or?
Yes.
Okay. So what you do with HR is that it has self-service, so you can cut down the cost of hiring more HR people to do employee service. So you have employee self-service, so if they have to update their personal detail, this can be linked up to your website, and they can log in through the employee login. And what they will see on employee login is only this lower portion of, they don't have access to this menu on the top.
Okay. Okay.
So they can update their personal detail. They can retrieve if they're refinancing. Oh, I lost my pay stubs, so I want it again. And so they don't bother the HR department, and that's a cost saving within itself. So even if you can reduce the cost of one full-time HR person, the software pays for itself. So you're actually pushing the employees to do the self-service. If they have to update their new bank account, please pay me in this account. They have to submit their timesheets. They have to submit travel requests, leave requests, and they have to submit their performance appraisal results. So you can get everything, and even the help desk. So if my computer is not working or my payroll has some certain issues, so you can raise the help desk ticket and address it to the respective department, describing what the problem is.
Oh, that's nice.
So this will go to HR department, and right now I have not configured the tickets. But typically how the tickets look like is that you can assign it to the respective department, explain your problem, and submit it. If you have to upload some attachment of the pay slip, scan the copy of your pay slip or something, you can do that. So basically this is called employee self-service, and it can integrate with your website. Now manager has their manager self-service, where they can see that pending timesheet, travel approvals that they have to give, certain their subordinate approvals, and so on. And if they have to hire someone, it links with the recruitment module. You can also do like a recruitment, applicant screening, everything in this application. You have succession alerts, and you have the employee competency. If you have to backfill any employee, so if you have a lathe operator or a welding guy so you capture their skills in what's called Employee Master. So this is the heart and soul of your HR system.
Mm-hmm.
Now, in this, you capture the entire, now, another piece of the architecture is that if you want to work in long view, you want to use your mouse scroll and not jump on or keep clicking, you can use a long view. If you're happy using a tabbed view, this is a tabbed view, so it organizes the data in tabs.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have to see if this guy is a U.S. citizen, visa holder, what like work authorization from a I-9 standpoint, you can also capture his documents for I-9, and if there is a Department of Labor audit, you can quickly pull the data and show it to the Department of Labor.
Mm-hmm.
You can keep attachments of the employee. If there is some document, driver's license, if it's expiry relevant, then you can have the expiry date. The system will set you a reminder when the document is about to expire. This same functionality is also used for production if there's quality certificates or certain certifications that you want to take care that they don't expire. So the system is a 100% automated system. You can capture employees' addresses, their payroll, what leave policy you assign to them. It does time and attendance. You can integrate time and attendance through batch swiping. So if you're in your factory, if you have a time card or they punch in time card, you can have it integrated with the system, which is what is also used down the lane in payroll processing. You also have benefit administration, who is on COBRA, who is on what plan. So if you offer multiple insurance plans, then you can have that enrollment done. Now, this can also be done directly by the employee. You don't have to fill in for the employee. They can fill their W-4, I-9. They can fill in their benefits, enrollment directly. So it's everything. You're passing it on to the employee to take the ownership. So they cannot blame the department of the
self-service.
Yeah. So besides this, you also have the training. So if you have induction training for onboarding, so when you have employee onboarding, you can have all these things done by them. They have to go on induction training, so you can have an employee handbook, everything defined in the training section, and you can assign it to employees. You can even evaluate whether they took the training seriously or not. So you have an evaluation questionnaire and questions that you can address them. Now, if you have a job shop environment, then you can also do a project-based resource allocations, which is what you will also see in more detail in the other module. Now, since I have to cover a lot of ground, I will jump on to the other modules. So the architecture still remains the same, whatever you saw on the other module. So it's got its own set of dashboard. It's got its own set of the reports and so on. So I'm actually here at a place where the internet connection is not very great.
Yeah, I know what it's like.
Okay, now I'm back. So so now I'll just jump on to first inventory management. Now inventory, the way you saw the product. Now how you saw the employee master, the same way you can see the product master. I think I have something missing on my configuration side. But I wanted to actually show you the product master from a different point. So basically, this is the example of how the product is and how you can monitor your stock by different warehouse, different items. So this is product number P07, P05, and you can see it by different warehousing, what this product, how much of this stock is available. So I have 70. Now if I get a call from a customer who wants me to place a sales order, I can just directly get in the system and create a sales order directly from here. I can also create a sales order from this portion. As you can see here that the entire application is organized just like your Hotmail, so the learning curve is pretty low. Where you see every transaction you go is organized in a list view, and the list view, if you want to go in detail, just like your Hotmail, you just click on the link and you go in the detail view of that. Now, if from the list view I just directly want to select and convert it to invoice or something, I can just say convert to invoice delivery. So remember, in the opening of the presentation, I told you you don't have to enter the data again and again in the system.
Right.
So that's what you can directly create delivery out of it. You can enter into a particular sales order, and what each of these sales order does is it helps you like go through the, oh, actually the problem was that I am logged out of the system. So the sales order is primarily, I'm just going to log into Kane. Apologize for that.
That's fine.
I had a short session time because I leave my computer unattended. So for security reason, it throws me out. Okay, so where it all starts is from the lead generation. Now I am actually in a lead. I like the lead. Again, the view is same, list view and detail view. So I can just convert it into an account. And another cool feature is that if I don't like those icons, I don't understand those icons, I can convert it into buttons. Now they have become buttons. So I want to select these two guys, and I want to say that convert them to account. They have accepted my proposal or quotation, and now they want to become my customer. So I convert them into account. So again, I don't have to enter the system. This has like a full-blown contact management system. You can upload the system with different information, the lead details, who's the contact person, what is the opportunity, what are the associated activity, do I have to set up a follow-up meeting? So I can set up a meeting with them, or if I have to set up a demo, something of that sort. So I can capture all those details. Wow. Then if I have a product issue, I can also register a case. So if it's a product defect, I can capture everything in the system and later on run my intelligence report that this is a defect which keeps recurring every time. So what is a permanent fix to it? So that's how I can use these to improve my business process. The same way you have campaigns, event planning, you can also define your forecast in the system. So you can define your product groups, you can define your products, different categories of the products. So this is an example of how the product details are, and this is CRM view. So you don't see everything in here, but for some reason I have my detailed view of the product, which is going to be similar. Right now, I did not configure something. I can see it. This is how my product looks like. So you have general, what item category it belongs, raw material, semi-finished, or finished, who's the manufacturer, shipment type. If it is a raw material, then I have a purchasing tab. I can select my vendor. I can upload a vendor catalog number for it. I also have the sales tab. If it's a finished product, then what units I sell it, and I can define as many units of measure in the system in the product dimensions. Okay. I can also save it, like if you have sheet metal or coatings and you want to have it, and from an inventory you can define minimum, maximum inventory. You can save variants in the system, like surface finish, coating, thickness, everything. Then also from planning standpoint, you can say whether it's a MRP, what sort of a procurement method, buy or make. If you have a lead time on it, what's the minimum order quantity, what are the order multiples. If you're shipping it out, you have everything locked in there. Again, by warehouse, you can see what is in stock, committed, ordered, what is the inventory. And besides this, I can also save the product image. As you can see here, this is like, this is a small image that I have saved. So you can choose from your desktop and upload the image of the particular file.
Okay.
So whenever you're, say, if you are creating a pick list or a pack list for your warehouse guys to pick up the product, and they can also see the image of the product, how it looks like if someone is new in the organization.
Okay.
So this is like you can upload any files, any CAD drawings, and everything with the system. The same thing you can do everywhere. Again, from an architecture standpoint, you have these attachments on the sales order. You can have those attachments. So basically, the whole system lets you organize yourself pretty well and in a pretty neat manner. Then coming to production, the production module is again the same way. You can define your machines, you can define your shifts, you can define a bill of material. Again, bill of material, same logic, list view, and the detail view. So I click on it, I get into the detail of the bill of material of this particular product. This is my product, and these are the components that it uses.
Okay.
So how much of the component it uses to make that particular product. What is the issue method, backflush or manual, repetitive manufacturing? What is the pricing list? And if you see in this, you also have a connected routing. Routing is basically to manufacture the finished product. I'm having it go through 6 different operations. Like in this case, heating is one of the operations. Cutting, casting is another. So I can enter whatever and what is the scrap after each process.
Okay.
So it can do the scrap calculation. It can do what is the raw material I need. So you can run your material requirement planning on it. So it's got like the MRP wizard, capacity planning, production planning. You can create your production order or planned order. It's also got the master scheduling. So once I go into production orders, the same way you have the production order in list view, you can go in the detail view. You can see what sales order it is associated with. So as soon as the production order is completed, then you can release the production order or submit it into the warehouse.
Okay.
Any questions there, Raja?
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. So besides this, then you have the purchasing or the procurement side of it. So if you have to procure your raw material, you can upload your vendor master. You can have all your vendor items and their vendor catalogs being captured. Same view, list view, and detail view. So you have the vendor catalog. And in this catalog, you can define your own item number, your vendor item number, and item description. You can upload their price list directly from the system.
Mm-hmm.
You have vendors' bank details, payment address, contact, everything stored in the system. You can create your inquiry, request for quotation, purchase orders. If you have a goods receipt against a purchase order, you can do that. If you have to ship within your warehouse, between your warehouse, you can do that. Now, on the sales side, you have, again, the delivery, billing, shipment, availability check, product allocation. You can create shipment against a sales order. You can create the billing against the sales order. You can, again, have your own set of dashboards to see the order by status, how many open orders, closed orders in delivery, and so on.
Mm-hmm.
The same way if you go on the transportation side, you can create your shipments. Now you guys ship it by UPS, FedEx, or you ship it by truckloads?
Yeah, all the above.
Okay. So the system is capable of handling all these aspects. And you can create your outbound shipments, you can create your inbound shipments, again on the warehouse side. If you have to define your bin master, storage type, hazardous materials are stored in a particular area in the warehouse, slow moving, fast moving. So you can allocate the storage area in your warehouse by different storage types and storage sections. So slow moving are on the racks which are higher, and fast moving on the around the lower racks.
Mm-hmm.
So you can move the product, do product receipt, issue, inventory transfer, pick, pack. So all the warehouse operations can be carried out. It can also do cycle counting and so on. Besides this, it's all integrated with finance. If you have production, how much was my production cost, product costing. You can do your entire banking statement, journal entry, reconciliation, receivables, payables, budget setup, budget scenarios, payroll processing. All can be done into the system.
Okay.
Yeah, so this was an overview of the system. Is there anything specific you would be interested in me to show you?
I was just interested in how do you guys handle like security and availability, uptimes and things like that? Do you have I mean, is this like multiple locations, or I mean, if something happens on your end, I mean, is that
Yes,
gonna?
so we have like our data center located on East Coast and West Coast, so it's not that, so northern grid goes down like it happened in New York, New Jersey some couple of months back.
Right.
So we have something in Seattle area, so it's directly switches over to the Seattle location on the data center. So we have 99.5% uptime service levels agreements, and the data is encrypted, so it's not that the data is exposed. And all of these modules are also available on an a la carte basis. You also get a full-blown user control that who logged into the system. You can do an audit report on it. You can authorize which user logged into the system. So I mean, you only authorize it to the users who you define their role, what role they play, and what data they are allowed to. So, for example, if you go in Catherine's profile, she has authorization to all the modules in this case. So you can restrict the module, and okay, this person is only allowed lead management. Or you can directly say what is the role, super user, payrolls, then they don't get the access to any data that they're not supposed to be looking. And you can define these roles in the role master, which is this one. Okay. You can add copy roles and define those roles at a more like full access, read-only, no access. You can go up to the field level details. You select the module, you select the submodule, so in this person has access in benefits, on dental insurance only, and what level read only. So they cannot enter any data in the system.
So your system will connect to Active Directory and to pull all the users?
Yes.
Okay.
So the other piece is that you don't have to buy the whole thing in one go. It's on an a la carte basis. So you feel that, oh, maybe I should start with HR module. You can just take the HR module on an a la carte basis. And the pricing is like amazingly great cost saving. You're not tying yourself like an on-premises solution.
Right.
That you have now committed $100,000, you've already purchased licenses, and now you're stuck. You can't move out. So this is just like if you don't like Chevy Impala, you return it to the rental car and take another rental car.
Right.
So it becomes like pretty flexible system, unlike owning the car, then you have to get it serviced, you have to get tire rotation, you have to get everything done all by yourself.
So, I mean, what about user training and things like that? Do you guys do stuff like that, or?
Yes, we have training videos. We do like the session we are doing with you right now. This is
Okay.
how we help the customers keep the cost minimal. Some customers ask us to come on site, then they have to pay for the on-site rates if they can afford it.
Sure.
Otherwise, if you're okay, like which is what the technology is moving towards, is GoToMeetings and WebEx sessions.
Right.
So this is how we can deliver training. So we identify, so we'll give you a purchasing training or production training or HR training. So we pick up module and you identify your audience, and then we also train your trainer approach. So you can have your in-house trainers also. Then
Right.
we have online help manual and videos which we share with you to do how to enter an employee in the employee master, how to set up. So if you want any setup configuration training, how to set up payroll.
Okay. Do you guys do anything at all with like process controls or anything like that? Like say we have some data here that we'd like to collect from our production lines. Do you guys do anything like that or no?
Oh yeah, I mean we have under the production module we have process execution. So we have planning boards. I have actually not configured the system because I was not sure what you would be asking me for. So if you want me to set up one more meeting, so we have process master, and we collect that information from the shop floor system.
Okay.
And how much is the production order completed, and so we have a complete planning board which has a graphical representation on the planning board. Right now I have not configured the planning board, but you can see all your production lines on there and what are the orders that are dropped there, what is the available capacity, what is the consumed capacity. If there is any breakdown, then you bring the resource down. So that's scheduling part, which is the master production scheduling. So we collect the, if a machine is on preventive maintenance or breakdown maintenance,
right,
collect that information, and we the planning board is able to schedule based on that information. So for process execution part, we need to know what is the machine uptime, downtime,
right,
which is defined here as a default uptime, but the actual uptime is based on the maintenance also. So these are the Gantt charts. Also, you can see it on the Gantt chart, the production lines.
Okay, wow.
So I'm not sure if I have, yeah, see, I have not configured it. So if you need to see, I can show you the configured portion of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great system, and with the flexibility, and this is all browser-based, and with all this flexibility, you can see it from anywhere. Like, I mean, you're sitting in China, you're in Hawaii on a vacation, you want to quickly see, you just need an internet from there. You don't even need your laptop.
Yeah, I mean, it looks simple and easy to navigate. And
now, is there like another set of people, Roger, or are you yourself good to see the system, or you want us to send a video recording of this today's session, because we also record our demonstrations if you want to show it to a couple of people?
Yeah, if you can do that, that'd be great.
Sure. And if you have any specific demos based on your current pain points in the system, we can also do that, and we can also set up a trial system for you to play on the system.
Okay. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. I mean, I'm going to have to, I mean, I'll have to, you know, take this up to some other people, and there'll be some decisions made there, and then, you know, we'll have to see where we go from there. But if
Sure.
you can,
And even as I said that it's an a la carte basis, so if you want only the production people want to use it, so then we can
Right.
only set up the production side of it. We don't have
Right.
to, if you just want 2 people CRM and production, we can do 2 modules. So you don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
great.
go like full blown onto the system.
Yeah, it's great that it's modular.
Yeah. Well, sounds good, Roger. If there is anything else and if you have to set up any demo, John will be the person who will be point of contact to set up any further demos. John,
Sure,
are you
sounds
there?
good.
Oh, okay. Roger, did you have any other questions, any final questions for us before we end today?
Yeah, I mean, if you can just if you can give me the recording, and then I can show this to my people here, and then we can put our heads together and see what we decide, and then maybe we could set up maybe some kind of.
Sometimes, Roger, what happens is cost becomes a big barrier, and in our case, like even the cost is not a big barrier because it's not, you're not paying the entire amount like an on-premises on the first day you start the system.
Right.
So it's all over a period of time that you're paying.
Right. Yeah, I don't know if you would maybe be able to give me some cost info, and then
Okay. Sounds good.
Yeah, sure. We'll include it on it. And, I guess we'll touch base with you sometime within the next few days or next week, and
yeah, probably
maybe
next
set up another demo. Okay.
yeah, next week sometime. Okay.
Okay.
Thank
well,
you,
Roger,
guys.
Thanks again. Thank you.
Okay,
You have a good
thanks,
weekend. Okay.
Roger.
All right, you too.
Bye.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Okay.